Welcome to the Lynn Miller Room for this edition of the Eagles Sports Coaches Show. We'll start the hour off by talking a little cheerleading. Bill Mayo has joined us now. And, Bill, this week's special week in cheerleading here at Morehead State University.
Craziest week of my life.
You know, you have to feel good that, all the hard work, all the dedication from the last January to now, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I tell you what, it's been a long road. I mean, we started these routines in April, May, right after tryouts. We started bits and pieces of them, and now to see them all come to a head, and the routines are hitting. They're hitting solid, and man, if I could leave today, I'd leave today and just bring them down there.
And of course, Orlando, Florida, is the site of the championships, January 18th through the 20th.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about this week. I know, this is Tuesday as we tape the show. You and your clubs or your groups are leaving on Wednesday. Tell us a little bit about the whole week, the rest of the week.
Well, leading up to this week, we had a lot of performances, and those performances are based on or their functionality is for me to make changes. So I watched them perform in front of in all these various locations, in front of big crowds, small crowds, and depending upon how they do, how they hit, I tweak the routine, change the routine. Make changes or not make changes. So this week, I can kind of make a metaphor of fitness. So right now I'm just maintaining what we have. I'm trying to keep it at the status quo, keep it at that high level. We practice last night 6:30 to 10 in the AAC. Anyone's welcome to come and watch. Tonight will be 6:30 to 10 in the AAC. And right now we're in our routine. We're in our groove. It's usually we do the same thing every day. Don't change it. I want the kids' brains and bodies to just kind of on autopilot at this point. So we do our routine warm up. We go full out once, twice, 3 times a lady, and then and then we're done. We're done.
And of course, right about now, after April, May, June, July, over the summer now, it's almost a reaction instead of have to think what I'm going to do. They know the routine so well, it's just part of it. It's a reaction.
Yeah, I tell you what, these are truly top-notch athletes in every sense of the word. I mean, you have your ESPN, your NFL, your NBA, NHL when they actually want to play. But, I mean, these guys are the professional athletes of college cheerleading. And there is no argument. I will take nothing less than that description of them. These are the best athletes that college cheerleading has to offer, and they're ready. They're ready.
When we left to go to Clarksville on Sunday, you had I guess the high school cheerleaders were in here doing their stuff.
The showcase, right?
And what a crowd! I mean, it was like a basketball game. I mean, they were probably more cars out there than a basketball game sometimes.
I'm going to tell you, we sold out. The entire top to bottom, north, south, east, west side of the home court. I mean, there was cheer parents were thriving that day. It was a great day. It was very successful for us, and Kentucky is by far the number one state in America for cheerleading. I mean, you're not going to find better cheerleading than in the state of Kentucky.
And of course, besides the high schools, you all been, going around, and there's some other colleges that, you all perform.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and that's pretty good because, I guess you get to see what other colleges do. They get to see what you do.
Yeah, I have a great relationship with Jomo Thompson from University of Kentucky. He's been there for a long time, one of the most well-respected coaches in the game. Shayla from Northern Kentucky have a fantastic. We were just up there this past weekend. James and Misty Hodges from Louisville. I mean, we're all very close friends. I mean, Western Kentucky. We're a close family. I mean, we're the cheerleading coaches in the state of Kentucky. I mean, we wouldn't want other jobs. We really wouldn't.
Pulling out on Wednesday.
Yep.
And make it to Orlando probably early Thursday morning?
Well, if all goes well, we should get there about 11 o'clock in the morning.
Then what's going to happen between Thursday and Saturday night?
What's not going to happen is the proper progression. We're literally going to check into the All-Star Resort, and we go through that routine, and I'll let them rest and change for a minute, kind of loosen up from that long bus ride, and then we're going to practice. And a lot of, I mentioned last time on the last coach's show, a lot of what we do down there is cerebral. A lot of what we do there is trying to show off the absolute craziness that we have been perfecting to really psych out our opponents, to be honest with you. You know, a lot of other teams work hard too. I'm not discounting what they do, but what I like to do is I like to perform in various locations to where I know people will watch us, and then just start playing mind games. You know, that's you got 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to attack you from every angle.
Co-ed squad, all-girls squad, and then you have your partners, you know,
Yep.
in stunts. So tell us a little bit about what is the schedule of events coming up on the 18th, 19th, and 20th.
Absolutely. Well, Friday night, just like always, kicks off the partner stunt competition, which is besides winning, so it's my favorite thing. I mean, it's you know, it's some of the best college stunters in the country, and they exhibit what they've been working on with their boy-girl partner, where there's 4 girls for the all-girl teams. So we have 2 competitors there. We have Ronnie Patrick and Bridget Rasm, and they're going to go on, I think, roughly about 8:27. And then we have an all-girls stunt group of Maddie Jenny, Taylor DeSimone, Emily Kaltenbach, and Melissa Bull. And both of those groups are incredibly prepared, crazy skills. And I don't see a reason why we shouldn't place very, very well.
Bill Mayo is our guest, talking about cheerleading here at Morehead State University. Of course, UCA college competition coming up the 18th, 19th, and 20th. And, of course, looking to add to the most national championships, as we talked about before. It's an added pressure, but you kind of like that pressure, I think.
Oh, I eat that stuff for breakfast, man. Let me tell you something. A little bit of milk and sugar, I enjoy pressure. It's, you know, I didn't apply for this job thinking this would be, a Sunday stroll. I love the fact that I have literally hundreds of people waiting to see what my teams do in terms of the alumni and the support from this university. And I don't like letting anyone down ever. So that pressure keeps me on my toes, keeps me vigilant, keeps me aware of what I need to do, changes I need to make. Coaching a program like this is not easy because you got to make a lot of tough decisions in terms of personnel, routine changes, last-minute things like that. But winning is just fun, and I'm going to do whatever I can to do that.
This year kind of special as well because it's the 25th anniversary
Huge.
of the first national championship for
exactly.
Morehead State. And, you know, all the people who laid the foundation for this 32 national titles
exactly.
started, in that era.
We wouldn't be anywhere without them, without Myron Doan and Tony Nash, the coach right before me, and and all those many athletes that kind of paved the way, laid the asphalt for where we are today. I mean, God knows where I would be, what job I would have if it wasn't for them. I respect them, and my hat goes off to what they did and the tradition they started, and allowed me to continue it. And I'm very excited to see that team here on the 26th, and very honored to be a part of something as big as this.
We mentioned a little bit about Myron earlier, but you don't walk into many gyms in America and you look and you see the cheerleading practice room named after somebody.
No.
What did he mean to UCA, or what did he mean to cheerleading in general with what he became at Morehead State?
He was an innovator. Myron Doan never sat down and just said, hey, this is all we need to do to win. That's not Myron's style. I mean, Myron's style is always, what can we do to change the face of cheerleading? And that's why Morehead State has been on top for so long, because every other program had a steady, gradual step system to their progression in terms of difficulty, choreography, creativity. And Myron Doan, he kind of turbocharged that step and just kind of, added a rocket launcher to the tail end of that. And he pushed those kids hard. His intensity is unmatched, unsurpassed by anybody. And his lack of understanding failure. He didn't understand failure, and that's what makes him so great. He only understood success. And he carried that through his many years. Tony Nash had the same mindset here, and here I am trying to continue what those two did. And Myron Doan has touched so many lives in the world of cheerleading, it's hard to kind of figure out that exponential factor. But everyone knows Myron Doan. If you don't know Myron Doan, you're either too young, or you just don't know him.
It's one of those situations where, Coach was the dean of students here when he was here. And, as you mentioned, not only the cheerleading, he touched a lot of lives that way. And I think that speaks of the person that Myron is, the fact that, he do a lot for his kids, the cheerleading kids, but he'd do a lot for anybody's kids.
Oh, yeah, he's a giver. He's a giver. And the only thing he asked in return was just give me all you got on that mat. Don't ever quit on that mat. Don't ever quit on each other. Don't ever quit on yourself. He catapulted this program in the national spotlight, the university spotlight, and all he asked in return was just give 100%. And he got it from every single team he coached.
UCA championships at the Walt Disney Resort in Orlando, Florida, January 18th through the 20th. You mentioned how hard y'all been working, and can the kids see the light at the end of the tunnel too?
Oh my gosh, they're more excited than I am. They're ready to perform this routine in front of all of their peers. They're tired of doing it for me. Oh gosh, they're tired of doing it for me. They're tired of doing it to the wall. They're tired of doing it for people that aren't going to judge them. They want to get down there and show the people that are going to judge them and critique them how good they are. They want to get in front of all their cheerleading peers from all over the country and show them why Morehead State is a prolific national championship.
2:30. 2:30. You got 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It's all on the line for 2:30. How do you decide the routine and what goes where? I mean, is it just natural? That's what, I guess they pay you the big money for?
Oh, man, I tell you what. I kind of have an outline that I try to stick to in the all-girl routine and the co-ed routine. I try to stick to that outline in terms of where the pyramids go, where the stunts go. I do that for a few reasons. I do it for physical reasons because, I want to make sure that my athletes have conserved energy, haven't burned away too many calories before they do certain skills, because you do difficult skills at the end of the routine. That's much harder than doing difficult skills at the beginning of the routine. Now, one thing that I kind of make sure that I do is I put difficulty throughout every section. But one thing I do train my kids on is how to breathe. Breathing is an everyday thing that we humans take for granted. We just do it without thinking. And finding your spots to breathe throughout those routines is a critical aspect of doing a difficult stunt at the end. So I really, truly believe that finding and choreographing into those routines places to breathe is just paramount in terms of getting through the routine.
Are they certain things that you have to do in a routine?
Sure.
People, lay people like me that don't know a lot about the cheerleading and the routines, the fact that they are certain things that you have to do during the routine to get judged by.
Oh, yeah. We have to have a certain amount of body positions. We have to have a certain we have to have 2 different stunt sections. We have to have pyramids. We have to have baskets. We have to show variety in baskets. We have to show variety in stunts. We have to have a 45-second cheer, which has to be impervious to critique. It must be absolutely pristine in terms of what we're doing, the way we're saying the words, the signs, the flow, the pace. There's an entire score sheet that we get judged on that I go through and I try and, it's called hitting the score sheet, trying to match our routine to exactly what the score sheet asks of us.
And of course, when you get a hot audience, as they say, when you're doing your routine and the audience is really majorly hot for your routine, that only amps it up too.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, building energy throughout a routine, if you can start a routine with lots of energy and you build on that throughout the whole routine, you can almost taste the electricity. I mean, and that's one thing the judges look for is, how creative. Was it one of the sections on the crowds or on the score sheet is crowd appeal. Did the crowd enjoy your routine? Was the crowd quiet throughout the routine? How loud did they get? And that the crowd will react to 2 things: creativity, how new is the stuff you're doing, and difficulty. Oh my gosh, how hard was it? Yeah. those are two great factors to get that crowd going. And I'm going to tell you what, both teams have tons of that.
And, of course, that crowd is made up of cheerleaders and parents and coaches who know just how hard that is.
Oh, it's hard. It's hard to get them going.
Yeah.
I mean, it's at this point in the game in the culture of cheerleading, there's not much that has not been done.
Yeah.
So to come up with something that makes that whole crowd gasp, that's a difficult task. It really is, because I mean, the coaches, the cheerleaders, they know what's good, they know what's bad, they know what's mediocre. So trying to get a crowd of cheerleaders to stand and cheer for cheerleading, that's difficult.
January 18th through the 20th at Walt Disney World, the stunts, you said, will be the first.
Friday, yep. And co-ed and all-girl will compete Saturday. All-girl will compete twice, once in the morning, once in the early afternoon. And then co-ed competes late evening, Saturday evening.
Of course, stay tuned to MSUEagles.com. Of course, as soon as the announcement's made, you can probably catch the latest news on the MSU cheerleading on MSUEagles.com. Hopefully, we'll be talking with you ordering some more rings and everything.
I got more fingers, so we'll see what happens.
Well, if we have to, we'll start doing the toe rings. Yeah, that'd be good.
I can always use bigger shoes. My pleasure.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Bill Mayo, and we wish the stunts and the co-eds and the all-girls great luck at the UCA down in Orlando coming up this weekend. We'll come back with more. This is the Eagle Sports Coaches Show.